Hey everybody, I wanted to make a quick video today for you guys on some mod tips for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Um, I recently started getting into mods, and if you watch like YouTuber video, like the bigger YouTubers, and they put out free to play tips or tips for this game, the big one is always mods. And I've been playing this game for about 3 years. I started basically end of November 2017. All free to play, and there was a little bit of a 6 month period where I stepped away from the game just because I was frustrated and tired of the grind. But I've come back here, kind of the new year here, around the start of 2021, and my goal here is to kind of address the mod situation because it's been something I have ignored for the most part while playing. Why? It's just not very fun. It's very RNG based. It was kind of hard to understand at the beginning. But what really kicked this off was I'm getting more into Grand Arena. And I go in. I'm currently farming for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. And when I first started playing this game, whether it be for PvP or for the events, my strategy was over gear rather than get really good mods, right? So C3PO event, I went all gear 12 Ewoks because I didn't want to find great mods that I could do with a minimum amount of gear. Or the Bounty Hunter event for Chewbacca. Same thing, I didn't complete that until I had a gear 12 Bossk with his lead Zeta. So that kind of let me skirt by on not the greatest mods, but my teams were more geared. Well, that kind of goes out the window now. Because you take a look at these requirements, my Relic 7 crew is not going to be unique anymore, right? My First Order Stormtrooper, Relic 5, not going to be unique anymore. Everybody I'm going to go up against in Grand Arena is going to have these requirements, assuming they have any of these Galactic Legends. So I can't just go in anymore and outgear people because they're going to have the same roster as me for these requirements. And again, I know that he's only Relic 3 and I can get him to 7, but do I really want to waste the Relic materials on getting him to 7? I don't think so. So that's kind of why I've jumped back into mods. And the first thing I'm going to look at here is just a few examples of some really poor modding choices I made when I first started playing. So let's look at Colonel Stark. So Dark Side Support, Empire Imperial Trooper. So when I first started, I basically thought that these crit damage sets were kind of the end all be all, and then this was the other set that you wanted. If it was a tank, I put health. If it was an attacker, I put these two. And that's kind of all I did. And I would definitely prioritize getting the set complete over these primary stats. And this is kind of the most important thing we're going to look at here. So this square piece, you're only going to get offense, right? So nothing to look for there. This diamond piece, you're only going to get defense. This circle piece is going to be health or protection. So starting to switch it up a little bit. This arrow piece, you can see this one has crit avoidance. Obviously there's speed, there's offense, there's accuracy, which is for the most part, it's pretty useless, but we're starting to mix it up a little bit. This triangle, again, it's going to have health, protection, it'll have an offense primary, a few other ones I'm trying to think. Maybe defense, but for sure crit damage and crit chance. So this one's kind of the most unique as far as primary sets go. And again, for the cross, you're going to see a multitude of different values there for this primary stat. So what are we looking here for exactly? These three we can kind of ignore. Like I said, it's not going to mix it up too much. But crit avoidance on this guy, not really going to need it. But again, it kind of filled my set requirements. That's why it's on there, I'm sure. Health, not awful. As a support character, but again, probably not something that we're looking for. I'd probably go crit damage or crit chance. And then tenacity, again, not an awful thing, but I don't know why we're having tenacity here on Stark. None of his abilities are really required on tenacity. Another example here, let's see if I got any more. I'm sure I got plenty. Instead of searching, let's go back to Colonel Stark here. So let's say you got Colonel Stark, he's unmodded, and you're not sure how to mod him. There's this awesome resource on swgoh.gg. I'm sure you guys know of this site. If you go to stats up here and then mod meta report, it will have basically a listing of every single mod set that each character has, as well as that primary stat. So if we go to the C's here and I select Colonel Stark, we can see. First, I should show you the filter by. So this is going to show filter by rank 1. So this is all rank 1 Colonel Starks. Not going to be many. Usually I select all for these secondary teams, because again, this is not really going to be helpful. This is not going to show you a big count. It's going to be one total person that has him. So we go all. It's going to show us, okay, speed and crit chance is the set bonus for about 20% of Colonel Stark. Health or speed would be the next 8%. So you're kind of looking at these, and then do the sets you want to complete. Now with those sets, you're going to see on this on the arrow here, we're going to want speed, right? And that's the big one. This is also going to list all of the primary stats that I kind of mentioned earlier. I didn't cover them all, so those are all going to be here. A huge number, 64% is going to be speed. And you're going to see that speed here in the arrow set for the most part. For the circle, 60-40 split. Again, kind of depends on the kit. But for 60% protection here, I'd probably defer to that one, unless I have like an insane secondary speed stat on the circle. For the Hollow Rankin, here's all the primaries. Crit damage, crit chance. That's what I was kind of thinking when I first started looking at his stats for an example of what to look at. And again, I had on him, if we go back to our Colonel Stark here, I have health. So I'm one of the 12% down here that has health. So again, probably not a great choice for him. And go back to the site. And then finally, this multiplexer, this cross piece. We're sitting at 23% offense, 23% protection. Offense is the big one. This is kind of the one that I struggled to get, so I'd probably defer to protection since he's the secondary character or secondary team. But yeah, either those two, you're probably safe. So going back to the game here, once you have that set that you're looking for, and again for him it was speed and crit chance, we want to match that primary stat, but we also want to maximize the speed set, secondary stat. So if I go through these are pretty trash mods. This has an okay offense stat, so not awful, but with no speed and 2 in the health here, that's not really getting us anywhere. 4 speed, I would say a lot of people probably would just sell this mod. I wouldn't, just because of the speed. It'd be okay here on Stark since I don't use him everywhere. And my trooper team's not built out, so I don't really use him at all. So maybe that's a mod you would sell, maybe some would keep. Again, 4 speed here, you're not blowing anyone away, but there it is, this tenacity on a crit damage set, gonna be pretty much useless, and then couple that with no speed, I would just sell this one with not looking twice. Same with this, a crit damage hollow health, not really something you're gonna use. I'd probably sell this no speed. And then again, crit damage, crit avoidance, maybe I could find a use for that, but defense, tenacity, potency, offense, nothing we're really looking for. So these 3 mods, and again, these are going to be the hard ones to farm because you need to match that primary set. I would have gotten rid of all those. So how do you guys prioritize once you have your set and your primaries? This is where we're going to get, and I'll take a look at, kind of one of my better modded characters. We'll go Gas here. So Gas, I have the offense and the health set on him, right? So that's the set I want to prioritize. And then once I have that, I want to maximize this speed set 99 times out of 100. So like I said, my mods aren't great. They're probably above average, but amazing, I wouldn't say. So again, this is only going to be offense. So this is maxed out to the 8.5% offense with the Mark 6, and it has 14 speed. So not great, but I would say, good. Kind of A-, B+ A- tier. Again, this one can only be defense, so that's maxed out, and we got 20 speed here on this. That's great. I would say anything 20 and up, you're hitting an A, and keep those. 24% protection, but it's a pretty good primary stat to have on Gas. Obviously, when he he taunts until he loses that protection, then he sits down, making everyone else vulnerable. So you really want to maximize this protection stat here. So that's better than the health. Again, 12 speed, I would say average, but with the offense set plus this primary stat, I decided to max this one out to 6 dot, because the 12 speed wasn't awful. Here we're going to go speed, offense set speed again. These stats, I was kind of looking to maximize offense, and I got that here with the 3 stats going into offense. Preferably, I tend to defer to the percentages over just the flat jumps. The best way to think of it is when you're getting to those higher numbers, like what's 1,000 damage plus 123? Well, it's not huge, but then you add a percentage to 1,000, that's going to be much higher than a percentage to 10. Whereas if you add that flat rate to 10, all of a sudden you're getting a huge increase, right? But with these kind of stats, especially with the later endgame characters, I tend to defer to percentage-based offense or any other stat for that matter. Didn't get it here, but again, that's better than nothing. Here's another protection. So I know some people will go offense here, depending on how hard you want your gas to hit. I chose to go with protection. Got that 16 speed. Again, we're kind of in that B plus, A minus range there. Got this offense secondary stat again, so not great, but better than nothing. And again, the primary thing you're looking for here is the speed. And then finally the cross. Again, I went protection. Got that 16 speed. This protection stat not going to be awful, because obviously we want to maximize that. And again, it didn't get maxed out, but this plus 1.7% offense is not hurting anything. So that's where I'm looking to maximize those. As I've started farming, I can tell you for sure that these 2 pieces are the hardest. I'm generally looking for offense here and offense on this one, because I'm trying to mod my attackers. So let's go in to mods, and I'll take a look at how I upgrade, and how I decide to sell, how I decide to keep. So first thing, and a big reason why I chose to give up on mods first, was having to sell mods and kind of manage my inventory. Endgame players, anything below Mark 5, useless, right? So I'm going to sort by these, and I can sell every single one of these mods, because I'm just not going to use it. Doesn't matter what the speed is. Like we see this has a speed secondary, so I have to upgrade it. That could max out, but I'm going to get a minimized defense stat here, and when you're endgame, you want to maximize everything possible. So I'll go back later and sell those. Let's get rid of these. We'll go Mark 5 rarity. And then from here, I will view each single type individually, just kind of make it easier to manage. And then right now I'm farming offense sets. So I'm going to go the square piece here, offense set, and I'm going to take a look at these. Also only going to assign mods filtered here, because obviously I don't want to look at all these. I'm not looking to upgrade those, so just unassigned there. Okay, so this is one that's already upgraded. And we kind of see some of my past work here as well. It's got 8 speed. Kind of like how I mentioned with Stark with that 4. Some people might decide to sell this. This can probably go on a C grade team, no problem. So I'm going to keep it. And the rest of these are past mods I've upgraded. And again, I am straight up just looking for this secondary speed set. So got the speed there, got the speed there. All right, so this one, new mod I've recently farmed. We don't know what it's at, so I'm going to upgrade this one. We're going to go to level 9 to reveal all the secondary stats. And boom, I got the speed there. Crit chance, not bad. Defense, not really what we're looking for. But again, this speed set is what we're trying to maximize. So I'm going to keep that one. Again, we see the speed here, so we're keeping it. Okay, so these gray mods, this is where we kind of have to balancing the investment into a mod. So for these, you're going to have to level this all the way up to level 12 to see every single secondary stat. But you see the cost here? That's going to be 86k credits. I'm going to stick with just level 9, cut that price in half. I'm still going to get 3 of the 4, and then I determine if I'm going to sell or not. So this, I got the speed. I'm going to keep this for now. It's not going to be a huge priority. That's the lowest speed secondary set you can roll. But again, it's kind of better than nothing. So this is a keep for now. We're going to do it again with this one. Go to level 9. Okay, did not get the speed. So I could go to 12 and say, hey, do I get that speed? But another 50,000 credits is kind of a lot to invest in a gray mod for the hopes of maybe getting a speed set. Because I have to get speed, then I have to upgrade from gray to green, green to blue, blue to gold, and just hope that speed set rolls. So that's a huge investment as a free-to-play player that I'm just not willing to make. So that's going to be a sell. I get 14k crystals back, or credits back. You know, whatever. It's more than nothing, I guess. And then we're going to do it again. So we'll go to 9. Got the speed. Keep. Again. 9. Got the speed. Keep. Getting pretty lucky here. So that's kind of the general theme of how I go through these. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the square, triangle, and circle are going to be the easiest to farm because that primary stat is not going to change. So for these, it's just going to be defense. I'm going to do the same exact thing for the circles. Again, same exact thing. There's only 2 possible primary sets. They're going to be health or protection, and that's actually a pretty good mod with 14 speed. That would definitely be upgrade. This is a high priority here to upgrade at 14 speed. But I'm just looking at that primary stat at this point with the speed secondary. So let's take a look at offense set, and we'll go to the arrow now. So this one's going to change a little bit. But mostly I'm just looking at this primary stat, and I want to match it to the set type, right? So why did I upgrade this one without that speed primary stat? Well, offense on an offense set with 10 speed, that might be useful somewhere. I can probably get use out of that. Same thing here. Got the offense primary on an offense set with that 4 speed, might be useful somewhere. This is crit avoidance on offense. Never going to use that. Not even going to go to level 3 to see if I get speed. I'm just going to straight sell that because I'm just not going to use it. Those sets, the primary set, this primary stat and the set just don't match. Speed, these are always going to be useful. That 30 speed is going to be huge. Same. And then again, this offense. So I would upgrade this to 9 the same way I did before. We did not roll speed. Health, tenacity, not used with this set. Offense would be, but again, 2 of those 3 just aren't worth it. So we're gonna sell. And I'm gonna repeat that. Let's go triangles. Right? I don't have a whole lot of mods here because I haven't been farming too much. Okay, so offense set, offense primary stat. Definitely want to see if we can roll speed on this one. Didn't get it. Again, health, potency, protection, not great on an offense set. Just gonna sell that one, unfortunately. Let's try one more with these crosses. And again, just trying to match offense to that primary set. So these are all upgraded here, it looks like, except for these. Okay, boom. Offense, primary stat, we're gonna go to 9. Okay, so I didn't get it. Crit chance and offense would be good secondary stats along with speed. So because these offense primaries on the crosses are much more rare, now I say, you know what, I will spend the 50k credits, see if we roll speed, just because these are so difficult to get. Got health, didn't get it. Bummer, but again, I think it's worth it to spend that because these offense crosses are much harder to find than these offense squares, these defense diamonds, and then these health and protection circles. So go back here, and we see we kind of did that on these. So protection, not going to be useless, got the speed, keeping it. Potency, not useless, got the speed, going to keep it for now. Potency, same thing, got the speed. Offense, beautiful. Let's go to 9. Didn't get it. Okay, so this one, protection, tenacity, and protection, not the greatest secondaries. Again, if I ever wanted to switch out Gas's set for like have him hit a little bit harder, this would be a great one because we're going to guarantee to roll more protection. So you know what, I will say, let's go 50k credits. Got offense. Bummer. If this tenacity was a speed, this would be a really great mod, but no speed. So see ya. Let's go to the next one here. Potency. Probably just not going to use that. So and it's gray, just gone. If that was blue or purple or maybe even green, I would upgrade, but gray, no. So that's kind of a look at how I upgrade and how I choose to sell. Last thing I wanted to talk about, and I'll get your input here on this one, the mod shipment store, or the mod store. Personally, I just do not buy mods out of here, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If I'm going to invest 3 million credits, again, I am not going to buy any of these squares because this primary stat is always going to be offense. And with these secondary stats, I'm not going to spend 3 million credits to level this up twice and hope to get speed. That's just useless to me. So if I ever buy any, it's going to be these triangles or crosses. And again, I just need those stats to match up. So crit damage, health, useless to me. Tenacity, offense, don't really match, useless. That's going to be a circle. Crit damage, protection. If it was offense, I would think about it, but again, not with that secondary. Tenacity, again, not with that secondary. No speed secondary stat. These are all just kind of useless to me, and I, for the most part, ignore this store. Now, if I get like a gold offense set cross with offense primary plus a speed secondary, then yes, I will go all in and buy that. For the most part, I just don't see those. So that's for the most part my tips. I kind of wanted to show the process because, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, all these other YouTubers are saying, hey, you gotta farm mods, it's so important. And I'm not disagreeing, but they rarely go in and show a great way to farm them, how to focus, and how they upgrade what they sell. So I kind of wanted to show my experience. If you guys have any better tips, I'd love to hear them. Like I said, right now I'm just going into mod battles every time I can. Go offense, max it out. I just did some battles, so I only have one, and then that's what I'm farming. If you want to spend crystals on it, I say go for it. Right now I'm sitting at 7,200, and really I'm trying to save all of these for gear for my Galactic Legend grind, because that is a huge pain. And the amount of Kyrotechs you need to go from 12 to 13, plus the 400 that Kylo's going to need, I'm just trying to save my crystals for that, so I don't spend crystals on mods. If you do, you're not making a mistake. Like I said, that's just my preference. But yeah, I'd love to hear any feedback that you guys might have. I'm in no way an expert on mods. I just thought, you know what, let's give my perspective on this mod farming, and hopefully this will kind of hold me a little more accountable to farming these mods. If this is well received, I might do more of like an in-depth on each single character on what they need. A lot of my characters need remodding, so it would be a good thing. And yeah, I might make a little series out of it and say, hey, we're going to focus on General Hux today and what he needs and what we're focusing on. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, any other feedback or comments you want to leave, I'd love to hear it. And stay tuned for more.